Heat waves are taking a devastating toll on chickens, and a record-breaking stretch of heat in France this past June made that painfully clear.
When temperatures spiked inside a long shed on a family farm in northwestern France on June 23, 1,500 chickens died over the course of just a few hours. Isabelle Renaudier, who had been raising the birds for supermarkets, butchers, and rotisseries, opened the door to find one-third of her flock dead. The birds had been just 19 days from slaughter. She said it broke her heart. Chickens are particularly vulnerable to extreme heat.
Unlike many animals, they cannot sweat, and their feathers trap warmth rather than release it.
When temperatures climb too high, chickens begin to pant, a survival mechanism that can leave them severely dehydrated and drained of energy. Even slow-growing chickens that roam outdoors, like the ones on the Renaudier farm, are at risk. But the broiler chickens bred for large-scale industrial production face an even steeper challenge. These birds are engineered to reach full size in just 5 weeks, and that accelerated metabolism means their bodies run hot to begin with. An animal perfectly designed to produce lean, affordable meat turns out to be poorly suited for a warming world.
This is not just a French problem.
In 2015, a heat wave in India killed an estimated 17 million chickens, sending grocery prices higher. In 2021, extreme heat in the Pacific Northwest caused the reported deaths of 400,000 chickens and 60,000 turkeys. Researchers have called the threat to the poultry industry a large-scale issue, and it illustrates how food systems that most people take for granted can be seriously disrupted by extreme temperatures. Back in France, as 105-degree Fahrenheit heat scorched the country's western poultry-producing regions in late June, officials described massive die-offs across the sector. A company that collects and renders dead animals reported a sharp rise in poultry pickups, roughly 10 times the normal volume, far outpacing increases in pig and cattle deaths. Workers were eventually overwhelmed and temporarily halted large poultry collections, leaving farmers with mounds of dead birds rotting in the heat. Jan Nedelec, the director of ANVOL, an organization representing the French poultry industry, estimated that between 2.5 and 3 million birds died, mostly chickens. He called it an episode of historic intensity. Even after temperatures dropped, animals weakened by days of fighting the heat continued dying at elevated rates. Farmers were left exhausted, counting their losses, dealing with insurance, and grappling with a crisis that few food systems were built to handle.
Climate change is reshaping agriculture in ways that will be felt at the dinner table.
The chicken on your plate is more vulnerable to our changing climate than most of us ever imagined.
That's all for today, thanks for listening.